I've received a number of letters and messages suggesting that the long waiting times to get through to the 101 service are discouraging the public from reporting crime. Specifically, they attribute current reductions in recorded crime to the difficulties in getting through to report incidents. What assurance or reassurance can you provide that this is not significantly impacting on recorded crime? And perhaps you want to take the opportunity to say there are other ways to report crime, please.
Commissioner, straight question. I think in terms of evidence that it has not impacted upon crime, I would be hard to bring that forward. That there will have been some impact on crime reporting, whether that is an individual who gets frustrated or, more worryingly, because of the problems we've had with 101, a lack of confidence to report. One has to accept that can be an aspect to this. I think the question is very clear that it says about significant impact. And on that, I'm sort of trying to draw together a number of points. In those cases where there's an actual crime which is meriting of 999, that goes straight over to 999 and gets a response. So that element, where it's come into 101 but should have gone to 999, I'm confident is dealt with. Then we have this issue of a waiting. And my understanding is that 70% of calls are still answered and dealt with in terms of this area within 10 minutes. It's the 30% thereafter. So I'd be confident that those who are phoning 101 to report a crime, if it's an emergency, it's getting reported, and if they're in the 70%, it's getting reported. So I accept there'll be some, but is it significant? I'm not getting a feel from that. The other thing I've looked at is to look at the current crime reduction, which currently is just over 5%. We get roughly 84,000 crimes reported. That would mean there are 4,500 crimes, if that is due to 101, that people are trying to phone into 101 and being able to record. I think if we had 4,500 people who hadn't been able to report their crime on 101, your mailbag would be particularly full on that issue. So I do accept there's some, but with a crime reduction of roughly 4,500, I don't think that can be attributed significantly to 101. I think the other aspect I've looked at in terms of it, there is no spike in the reduction over the 12-month period. It is a reduction which is gradual over time. Again, 101 may have had an impact, but there's no spike in terms of that. The other aspect for me as we come to the crime figures later, some crimes are increasing. So again, that would suggest that 101 wasn't an issue because some crimes are up and some crimes are down. My last point is you are absolutely right, Commissioner. We are trying to encourage members of the public, one, because it's more convenient for them, and two, it does help us, that you can report via email at 101 at devonandcornwall.pnn.police.uk. So that's 101 at devonandcornwall.pnn.police.uk, or you can go onto our website and there's a link there as well. If it's a non-crime matter, please, there's another web page you can use called Ask the Police. So in summary, Commissioner, it would be foolish to say there had not been some impact in confidence that led to people not reporting crime. We have evidence that they are using these other online or going direct to PCSOs and frontline officers. I do still point out we still do have 9 front offices that you can still go into a police station. We know we've closed many, but there are still 9 available, particularly here in Cornwall. And we are still working on a goal group, just lastly, which is a fortnightly meeting chaired by myself and Paul Netherton, your office, through Dr. Mellage, who attends that, where already we're putting more and more resources, training and capability into understanding and resolving this issue.